I'm not one of these guys that goes around and tells everybody I told you so. And I'm not going to do that now. You can put the pieces together. For those of you who didn't know or have been listening to my content here on my YouTube channel, yeah. Upper left-hand corner, September 17th, a little after 4 o'clock here, Central Standard Time in the great state of Texas. The market has closed for the week. Today is Friday. September 17, 2021, we're looking at the S&P 500 futures to be specific. Now, a lot of people watch my videos and they go, are you trading the weeklies? Are you trading the what contracts, options contracts? No, just to be clear, these are not options. Okay, what you're looking at in front of you are futures contracts. Futures contracts, not options. Okay, I almost never trade options. And maybe I'll do a video this weekend about the benefits of trading futures over everything else. But today we're going to talk about how I'm not going to say it to everybody, I told you so. Right. Upper right hand corner, you look at the rectangle there. Look at all those candlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candlesticks. And 10 of them are red. 3 of them are green. Yeah, what an event. The triple witch, quadruple witch, whatever you want to call it, witching. As a Christian, I don't get into the whole witching thing, and we're basically opposed to that. But I know it's just a saying, so I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Look at the last candlestick to the right in that rectangle. Look at that candlestick. It blew right through the bottom of the trend line. And I checked the 50-day moving average because I know some of you like to look at the 50-day moving average. Yes, it went below that as well. But that's not the only time that's happened, so it's not that big of a deal yet. But it could become ooge. Today was pretty ooge. We had a range of 66 today. Pretty decent candlestick. By the way, stick around for the end of the video to see whether or not I made any profit or did I lose money today. Okay, I guarantee a lot of people lost money today. I guarantee. With that kind of red candlestick, a whole lot of people lost money in the last 2 weeks, particularly today. Funds and retail traders, and a lot of people were forced to do what? They were forced to sell positions at a loss. Okay? And remember, I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, we're going to take advantage of this time. Yeah. Now, for those that don't know, I always advocate start a position small, lock in your profits at the trailing stop. If it's not profitable, put a stop loss in there and cut those losses before they become too big. And yes, I'm going to give the obligatory, this is educational video only. I don't give financial advice. Make your own decisions. Okay. Let's move on with the rest of the video. Looking below the big yellow rectangle there, the stochastic momentum index. Look at that momentum. Crash, bang, boom. The wheels came off. The car started smoking. It's making funny noises. Yeah, it's not doing well. Actually, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even think like that, because down doesn't mean bad to me any more than up means bad, or any more than up means good. Because I'm going to tell you all something right now. A mature trader does not view up as good and down as bad. I'm going to say that again. A mature trader does not view down as bad and up as good, or vice versa. We don't think like that. We just see opportunity. How do I make a lot of profit? Another thing I've been running into in the comment section that comes up, besides the occasional troll that loves to give me some troubles, because haters will hate, but some of the other comments I've seen recently is people who will say, the market's going to bounce. The market's going to do this. The market's going to do that. And what I mean by that is I'm detecting that they want the market to do what they want it to do. It's like they believe that if they think hard enough, the market will do something, it'll do it. The market don't care about what you think. The market does not care what you think any more than it cares what I think. It doesn't care what we think. So why am I talking about this? Stop trying to make the market do what you want it to do. That is a horrible way to trade. And yes, I've been guilty of it myself in the past, but I refrain from doing that nowadays. Thank God. The market doesn't care if you're emotional. How many of you have ever heard these words come out of your own mouth or something similar? Why isn't it doing what I want it to do? Why is it going the other way? Come on. Right? Come on, raise your hand. All right. I know I can't see your hands, but I bet a lot of people, if you're honest, you're raising your hand right now, right? Right. So that type of mentality is toxic to profitability. Toxic. Don't think like that. Stop thinking about what you want the market to do and start trading what the market is doing. If those of you that don't know, on this YouTube channel, we make a good, honest effort to predict and forecast what the market's going to do. And then we wait for confirmation to see if the market's going to do that. And then we take a small position and add to it if it continues in the direction that we thought it was going to go in based on our prediction and our analysis, right? That steps right there I just said. A lot of people don't. It's just gonna go in one ear and out the other. You know the expression is just gonna go right over their heads. But if you need to rewind the video and listen to that again, do it. It'll save you a lot of money and make you a lot of money. It'll save you from a lot of losses and make you a lot of money. Okay, below the stochastic momentum index, we got the Big Daddy forecast. What is it saying? Well, it's saying down, baby, down. Now, just for the record, the Big Daddy forecast is really good at predicting really high peaks, tops of the market. It's not good at bottoms, and it's not good in the middle. So I don't rely on the Big Daddy forecast except when it's at the very, very top. Okay? So it isn't the end-all, be-all indicator. Okay? It's very good at predicting, especially on the S&P 500 and some of the other index. Not just that, it does work in other futures product symbols as well, and even individual stocks. Okay? But it's really good at finding peaks. Okay? I don't rely on it for bottoms or somewhere in the middle. It's not very accurate for that. Okay? So even though I'm circling here, I don't really rely on the Big Daddy when it's this low. Okay? Let's go below that. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. Today the VIX 20.81. Yesterday was 18.69. More than a 2-point jump. Hello. That is, you all know what I'm going to say next, right? Ooge. Ooge. 2-point jump in the VIX. Ooge without the H. Just UGE. Ooge. VIX on Wednesday was 18.18. Yeah, the VIX is, look at the VIX right now, elevated. Okay, at the very bottom there, we got the Dow Jones Transportation, and the divergence between the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Transportation continues. Yes, I know some people don't believe it. There's a divergence, that they somehow think it's resolved. Wrong. It has not resolved. And the most likely scenario is the S&P 500 will have to come down significantly before these two get in sync again. That's the most likely scenario. Now, what I'm about to say next doesn't mean this is going to happen, but it could happen. It's happened before, even kind of frequently. And that is from this point on till the end of the year, on the average, prices decline. Yes, we get, of course, times where the stock market's going to rebound heavy and strong, and there's going to be plenty of upside and long position opportunity for taking long position. That goes without saying. But overall, I expect the market to continue to go down. But either way, I'm trading whatever the market gives me, because that's the best course of action. Wow, look at the price that the day ended on. 44.08. I said that I believed that this market would come down to the low 4400s or high 4300s. Bingo! 44.8. 4408. That's low 4400s, just like I said it was going to happen. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be some arrogant you-know-what and tell you that I always get it right. No, nobody's right all the time. Nobody. And these people out there on their YouTube channels that never show that they're wrong, and, give me a break. And they never show their positions. Yeah. I don't put a lot of credence in people who put out videos, but they never show their positions. They never show whether they're making or losing money. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. Show me your position. Show me you're making or losing money. All right. Okay. Let's move on to. Well, before I'll come back to this at the very end of the video, like I always do. Okay, but let's move on to some other trades I think that are coming up, and then I'll in between there I'll talk about what happened with me personally. Did I make money or lose money? What was the profit loss? I want to look at, and I talked about this before, the Aussie dollar real quick. So upper left-hand corner, this is M6A. This is the E micro. The big contract is just 6A. Okay, but I think there's a potential trade coming up on the long side for the Aussie dollar. I've been talking about this, and I will probably continue to talk about it because it looks like a long side trade could be happening pretty soon. Okay. You can see on the far right there that the Aussie dollar is coming down. All right, and let me just, while I'm sitting here, let me look to see what is the low. So I didn't put it on the chart. The low is forecasted for, well, right around September 22nd. So early next week. 22nd would be Wednesday of next week is a forecasted low for the Aussie dollar. Okay. So we're going to keep a close eye on that because I detect an opportunity coming up. I'm going to look at the weekly and the monthly. I think I already did look at it, and I'm pretty sure everything is looking favorable for a long side trade coming up on this. So, like I said before, if I take a trade and take a long position on this, I'll let everybody know. But this is looking pretty sweet. Before I move on to one other futures product I want us to take a look at, stay with me on the top of the picture here, top of the screenshot, all the candlesticks. See those yellow vertical lines in between those green arcs? So those, if you don't know, those arcs are called cycles. That's part of cycle analysis, okay? But on the far left there, like back on February, get a yellow vertical line right where the two arcs come together. And if you just look at everywhere you see those yellow vertical lines where the two arcs are the two cycle lows, the cycles come together where those green arcs come together where the yellow line is, vertical line is, those are cycle lows, okay? That means price is often will come down. So just keep your eye on that yellow line and then look directly above it at the pricing, at the candlesticks. Do you see how it dips? How a lot of times you see the price come down and dips down into those cycle lows? Start on the left and just let your eyes scan carefully and slowly across that screen. Look at the yellow vertical line, look where the two arcs come together, and then look up at the price. You should see like a V shape. The price comes down and it goes up. February it did that. March it did that. In April, see how flat it was? You had that big flat spot from like the middle of March through like the middle of April, just flat. But that's okay, that's still a low. And the next one in May, even though it doesn't look like there was a low there because it just looks like this peak, it's not the best low in the world. The thing about psychoanalysis is every bit of information that you get is helpful. So even though like in the beginning of May, it doesn't look like there's much of a low in pricing, that's valuable information that you can trade against. There was actually a low there. It happened a little bit earlier, like a few days earlier. It's just your eye has to be trained. And the more you look at cycles, the more your eye will pick up where the cycles end. And the better you get at using information, even when it doesn't look like there's a price low at the cycle low. That's useful information. Okay, usually it indicates some type of strength, and you can make you can make a trade based on that information. Okay, going over to the beginning of June, look at that huge monster price decline, and the cycle low was about maybe 2 or 3 days earlier than where the price bottomed out. That's perfectly okay. We don't want to be dogmatic about cycle lows. We don't want to say, if it doesn't exactly hit that date, cycle analysis stinks. No, don't do that to yourself. Cycles are very powerful, and they're a useful tool in your toolbox. So don't be overly dogmatic and demand that the cycle ends exactly where the cycle low is supposed to be. Don't do that to yourself. Just allow it to breathe a little bit, and you'll make a lot of money. Okay, middle of July, same thing. You can see the cycle, the pricing came down and hit a low. And then the middle of August, same thing. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, M6A, man. The 6A, this cycles on this thing are just a thing of beauty. Okay, so we have every reason to believe that we will get a cycle low coming up here and like within a week. And then we'll wait for confirmation. If we get it and we see prices start to go up, we jump in and take a small position and wait for it to get some legs moving on the upside, then we increase the position, and that's how we make the profit. Remember, on this channel, we almost always start with small positions. First, we wait for confirmation. If we get it, we take a small position. If it keeps moving in the direction of the position we took, so long if it goes up, short if it's going down. If it continues to move in that direction, we add to it, and then we put in our trailing stops to lock in profit. If we don't have profit, we do a stop loss and cut that thing loose. We don't hang on to trades or positions that are running at losses. That's craziness. That's not trading. Okay, let's move on to the next symbol. This is wheat. The big contracts are ZW, but I trade the E mini wheat. XW, frosted mini wheats, baby. Okay, look at this thing. Look at these cycles. Look at these green cycles below the candlesticks. Look at them. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my gosh. I mean, just look at those cycles. Look at them. They should stand out to you. If you're not used to cycle analysis, just pause the video and just look at it for a while. Now, make sure you're looking at the very bottom. Those are months going by. This is the daily chart. These are big daily cycles, by the way. There's probably intermediate cycles, but I'm looking at the really obvious big cycles that are occurring. They're very predictable. Okay, so on the far right, we can see a cycle low just happened. If I was smart, I would have grabbed a hold of some of these contracts, but I was a little locked up with other contracts, and there's only so much leverage on the account, and that's trading. That's the way it goes. So I really couldn't take a position on the wheat contracts. If you go back to like late August, there's a little gap up in price. I got nailed, guys. Here so hear me clear now. I lost money. Yeah, it happened. I lost money on the wheat contracts back there in late August. That's right. I took a position, and that gap up caught me out, man. That's trading. You know how champions become champions, guys and gals? There's an old saying: champions have short memory. In other words, they don't dwell on the losses. They move forward, and that's how they get the trophy, and that's how they become champions. That's what we do in trading. We don't dwell on the past. We don't try to make up for bad trades. We just get better at trading and move forward, and the profits overwhelm our losses. Okay? But I think there's a potential for a trade coming up, and I'm going to wait to see how this thing matures. I'm not going to say whether it's long or short yet, because I'm kind of waiting to see. But these cycles are such a thing of beauty that I detect a trade coming up for wheat futures. If I take it, I'll let you know. Okay, let's move on. Did I make any money today? There you go. Did I make any money? Oh my gosh, today was... I don't know. What can I say? Just absolutely monster day. Monster day. Hooch. Wow. I mean, what more is there to say other than just, one of those days. A great day. I'm super, super grateful. Super grateful. I give God thanks for his blessings in my life. That's an amazing day. Anytime we get those kind of days, guys and gals, I just like to try to keep it humble and just be grateful. And we want to repeat that as often as we can. Okay, let's move back over to the S&P 500 and wrap up this video. So what do I think is going to go from here? You know what? I have no idea. I have no idea. We're done with the whole Halloween witching craziness thing that happens, 4 times a year. right? Every quarter this type of event happens. So, it's always a little bit different, but a lot of times you get this kind of volatility and you get this big price movement. I'm gonna wait to see. I'll probably put out a video Sunday night because I need to digest this whole thing. I don't want to say anything about what I think is going to happen next. I literally just want to take some time over the weekend and just relax a little bit, let my mind just, rest a little bit, because it was a very hectic week with a lot of trading going on, but hectic in a good way. So I just want to absorb this a little bit, and then probably Sunday night, because the market will open up, the futures market opens up Sunday night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the United States, in Texas. And by then I'll have an idea what I think I'm going to do about whether I'm going to take a position. I probably almost definitely will take a position. I just have to decide which direction I'm going to go in. So I'm going to let that one mull that over a little bit before I decide. I think also, maybe if I get a chance this weekend, I'm going to do a video on the benefits of trading futures, or why futures trading is better than anything else out there. Okay. If I have a chance this weekend, I'll dive into that a little bit, and I'll talk with everybody about why futures trading, for me, I believe, is absolutely the best way to be trading. Doesn't mean I don't trade stock from time to time and stuff like that, but I stay away from options contracts for a lot of reasons, and I'll talk about that if I put the video out this weekend, why futures contracts are the way to go. There's so many benefits to trading futures. It should be a really good video. I think it'll be an eye-opener for a lot of people out there. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.